Okay, welcome to the Wellcoin Talk community. I'm Glenn, your host. Today we have
Yeah.
Floki Marvin joining us. Floki Marvin, there's lots to go over. The staking. It's got a small supply for a meme project, 1 billion supply. Paul Pal Wallet will be talking about the boutique NFT marketplace and more. But first, guys, can you introduce yourselves to the community investors?
Yeah, guys. Hi, everybody, ladies and gents. My name is Skynet. I'm the lead dev for Floki Marvin Pals. I will be referring to the project as Pals from this moment forward because it's easier than going Floki Marvin. I'm based out of London, UK, and I'm also the lead dev for Santa Floki as well, which is still a running project which we launched last year that reached a $32 million all-time high via a Elon tweet. So over to you, Larry.
Hey guys, my name is Larry. I'm based from Greece, Athens. I'm 28 years old and I'm very excited to be here as well to share our plan with you guys as well. Glenn is a great host. Where Coin Talk communities is great as well. So can't wait.
Did Farnaz and 21 want to say anything, or are we moving on?
Moving on, just me, Larry, and AD will be talking. Nobody else.
Awesome.
Oh, AD's here.
So, yeah.
AD, you want to introduce yourself, bro?
Oh, AD's here.
Hey,
Yeah.
everybody. Thanks for unmuting me. Happy to be here. I'm AD, based in...
We can't hear you, AD. AD?
Can you hear
Close
me
to the mic. That sounds better, yeah.
Is that better?
Perfect.
Okay, cool. Hey, guys, I'm AD, checking in from California. I'll be talking a little bit about the development of the software and hardware wallet that we're developing for Floki Marvin Pals. Happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
Right, so yeah, for our community, if we could maybe have an introduction to the Pals Floki Marvin project, what's happening? You're launching, I think, shortly after this AMA as well on the Ethereum blockchain. Can we get an introduction to the project? That'd be great.
Yeah, we'll be launching. We actually initially launched on the BSC network, but we're actually migrating to the Ethereum network simply because due to what we think that from our vision and what Floki Marvin Pals needs to achieve, it's going to be done and carried out on the Ethereum blockchain rather than the BSC blockchain. So what is Floki Marvin Pals? Well, Floki Marvin Pals is starting off as a meme token. Yes, absolutely. You know, at a 0.0003 price. Our main goal and objective is to take this to a $1 value at $1 billion MC, which I'm sure, guys, I could go into a bit of detail a bit later on, is more valuable than Dogecoin itself. So we're actually going into the marketplace with a new token with major utilities and with the focus of taking this token to an actual real dollar value, rather than being on a 0.0000000000564, whatever it is out there nowadays with a lot of tokens, and people are always waiting for something to generate to become something at a cent value or a dollar value. So this is what we've actually brought to the market in terms mathematically, where everybody can actually make money and have an ROI in their investment. All the way from the starting point all the way to 10, 15 million, 20 million, depending where you enter, to the point of where you actually have a $1 value. Larry, do you want to add anything to it?
Sure. As Skynet said, I think that was a proper introduction about Floki Marvin Pals. And at the end of the day, we basically focusing on having a real value, a coin with a real value, and going towards that $1 value at $1 billion market cap.
Okay, awesome. And yeah, so I was looking at the staking. How's that going to work for investors? You can have a 730 90-day, and is it going to be variable APY for investors?
Now, with the staking platform, Glenn, we've made some small changes. So the staking periods have been updated at the moment. So we're going to have 15 days, 30 days, and 60 days. So 3 different staking periods. The APR and APY percentage is going to be variable, as you mentioned. And we're not going to give crazy amounts of percentages in terms of in terms of staking APR and APY percentage, because at the end of the day, the project has to be sustainable over the long term. But still, the amounts that we're going to give are very focusing on the long term goal of the project. So we're talking roughly an estimation in between 100 and 200% annually for the 3 different staking periods, and that's just an estimation I'm giving you guys at the moment, because as you know, the percentage is going to be variable. The market cap of the token itself is going to vary as well, and the number of holders and the people who stake as well, that's going to be in terms of the variable percentage wise. The staking platform, it is ready at the moment, so we've tested on the mainnet and everything. At launch, we should be able, everyone should be able, in terms of the holders, to be able to stake the tokens for the 3 different staking periods.
Great, Larry. And can we go into the PawPal wallet? That's going to be a multi-chain wallet. What's going to be available for investors there, and what's the sort of timeline for the PawPal wallet launch?
Hey guys, yeah, I'll take it from here. As far as the PayPal wallet, we really took our time to think about, what are the best things that MetaMask has, for example. What are the best things that Trust Wallet has, and we tried to combine those. So we're looking at right now having a software wallet first. So the software wallet will be developed and created first. And I met last Friday with the ex-product dev of Samsung, who's a good friend of a friend of mine.
AD, we can't hear you, mate. It's very dim. It's very, very low. I don't think anyone can. That's better, yeah.
All right, sorry guys. Okay, so as far as the PawPal wallet, we'll be doing a software wallet first, and eventually creating the hardware wallet for PawPal. So that will be multi-chain. We're actually working with the ex-product head of Samsung. We're doing the PRD right now, which is essentially the requirements of what the software and hardware wallet will need. And that's being created right now. So once that's created, we'll be reaching out to the software dev to get started on the actual development of the software side of the wallet. So that will be cross-chain. There will be a browser extension. We looked at things like MetaMask, which, as we all know, is really the most popular for things like P2E. We will be doing a game, which the guys will talk about a little bit later. But we wanted to bring that in for sure, to have a browser extension, but also really more the look and feel of Trust Wallet. So visually, UI-wise, it'll be much more like Trust Wallet, but it will, like Trust Wallet doesn't have, it will have a browser extension to really make it easier to, stake, do P2E and things like that. So we're working on that right now. Will be multi-chain. You'll be able to store several different tokens in the wallet. Some other things that we're thinking about and probably implementing is to actually reward our holders of PALs through the income that we generate through the wallet. So, for example, MetaMask, I think they made $250 million last year just in transaction fees. All of those fees go out to big banks, out of DeFi. So, what we want to do with our wallet is actually take any transaction fees and revenue that the wallets generate and put those back into DeFi. So that will go back into, support for the wallet, development for the wallet, and possibly a rewards pool for our holders of PALs. So through the revenue that we make in the wallet department, we can reward our holders of PALs in some way also. So we're looking at a lot of those different things. Like I said, the PRD, the requirements document, is being created right now with the ex-head of Samsung, and then we'll be hopefully getting into the actual development of it in Q4.
Great, AD. And yeah, you mentioned the P2E game now. What are you planning? What's the mechanics of the game going to be like for players? And are you going to do like an NFT series that's linked with that? Because you've got the boutique NFT marketplace as well you're planning for the project.
Yeah, we're doing right now, we'll be doing a batch of 500 NFTs that are being worked on right now, actually. We have some samples that we've sent in our TG group, so if you're interested in what those look like.
I can post one here just now into the world group. Just as a teaser. Yeah, 1 second.
Perfect, yeah.
Send it to me or into the shared chat, and I'll put it in because we've locked the main chat while the AMA is on.
cool. You guys can have a look at those NFTs. As you'll see, they are 2D, but there's kind of a 3D element to them. They're all hand drawn. Really going to be very unique. We'll have a first set of those of 500, which will be going out, and also be working with our NFT marketplace. And then I'll let Skynet talk a little bit more about the game.
Okay, so when are you there, Skynet? I think AD was asking you to tell us about the P2E game.
Sorry, mate, I just lost a bit of connection there. Right, yeah. In terms of the P2E game, yeah, we've got quite a few things actually planned out for the P2E game. So, the first set that we're doing, the first phase of our gaming process in the Ethereum blockchain, and obviously for Floki Marvin Pals, is to create an RPG game where every user can actually interact with each other. So, what we're actually looking to do is creating a game called Pals. So we've got all the main Doge and the doggy coin symbols or characters like Shiba, Marvin, Floki, we've got Gatsby as well, and Kishu. All these characters that we can actually bring into the P2E game where people can actually interact with themselves. So it's going to be an RPG game. We are also working on a metaverse as well. So that's going to be a slightly bit down the line, because it's not going to be a straightforward, simple kind of metaverse that's ready in about 2 months, because that's not actually classed as a metaverse. So what we're actually going to be doing in terms of the metaverse is creating a real virtual reality world where we have real estate, where you can buy, you can build, you can lease, you can sell, and you can build on them, and actually creating a virtual reality world. So it's going to be similar to, just to give you a visual, an idea. If you guys remember this animation movie that came out, The Secret Life of Pets. So that's the kind of world that we're going to actually be creating. And within that world, there's also going to be a metaverse game. The RPG game is going to be in there as well. And then we're going to create a big, massive ecosystem within that metaverse. So that's a little time away right now. So we're talking about 8 months, maybe 10 months before we actually get everything ready for the first phase of the metaverse to come live for users to actually use. So that's what we're going to be integrating. So we'll have the RPG game, the metaverse, the game within the metaverse as well, and we're going to be integrating everything there as an ecosystem.
Right, Scanner. And will the NFTs that you're minting, I think there's 500, how much will they cost for investors, and will they be able to be used in the game in the future? What utilities?
Yes, the NFTs, there's going to be quite multiple different user cases for the NFTs. So you can actually stake your NFTs as well. They can be used as avatars as well later on. You can use them within the game for power-ups, different attributes, for the game, etc., etc. So there's a lot of things that we can actually use the NFTs for. They're not just going to be bog standard NFTs that's going to come out. They're actually going to have a user case, and especially when the Pals metaverse, the Palsverse is ready, you're going to be seeing a lot of these NFTs that people actually buy into. And the long-term hold, they're going to have a lot of user case in terms of using them in both metaverse, in the RPG game, and within the ecosystem itself. And you can be staking them as well. So, for example, people who actually do invest in their NFTs and waiting for their metaverse to come around, they can actually stake their NFTs until then as well. So that'd be a great way as well. So we've already, I think you've already posted our NFT. As you can see, the kind of detail that we've actually used in this NFT. It's not actually your bog standard NFT. You can tell by the brushes, about the hair and the way it looks and the way it's coming around. So this is just a sneak preview. We will have our NFTs ready in the next, say, 14 to 20 days.
Great, Skynet. So can we go into the token, the buy and sell tax? And I'm wondering if you're looking to make it into a governance token with a DAO and voting rights for the community with PALs.
Larry?
Yeah, sure, guys. So in terms of the tokenomics of PALs, we're going to have a buy and sell tax set at 7% for buys and sells. So 7% in and out. During the launch, of course, you can set the slippage a bit higher. Probably, I would say about 10% because of the buy pressure that we're going to have. And in terms of the tokenomics itself, we're going to have 1 billion supply, and that's mathematically calculated in order for us at $1 billion market cap to reach the value of $1. Now, the tokenomics has been split by within the private, the pre-sale, the LP, the team wallet, the CX listings, and the staking platform as well, and as well the partners that we're going to have in the future going forward. So yeah, taxes 7% in and out. Slippage you can set higher probably at launch because of the buy pressure. I would say about 10%. And yeah, pretty much these are the tokenomics that we have. You can check them as well. If you go to the web, flokimarvin.io, we believe we got a very, very strong website, and that's how we want to advertise it as well. Back to you, Glenn.
Yeah, and I was wondering about the governance token as well, if you're planning on doing that, making it a governance token with voting rights for the community at Pals.
Yeah, that's also in plans for the future. Yeah.
Eventually, when well, you know, our main goal, Glenn, here, just to give an overview for everybody to just, you know, just join and stuff. Yes, of course, you know, we've got a lot of utilities behind this project, but in reality, let's face it, when people actually invest into a project, what is the main thing that they're looking for? Is it games? Is it metaverses? Is it the wallets? Is it the products? Or is it the ROI? It's always going to come down to return of investment, ROI. And this is one of the biggest reasons and biggest ways that we've actually set this project up. When we set up Santa Floki, we wanted to create a safe environment for the Christmas season, for the holiday season, for people to come in, invest, have great fun, you know, use the utilities. We've got major utilities out there. We've got a staking platform. We've got Gen 2 NFTs coming out. We've got a P2E game that's going to be there available. You know, we've got the metaverse into development, which is going to be ready for early next year. But the main thing was that we wanted people to come in, be safe, and not worry about getting rugged, being scammed, you know, false promises, etc., etc. And we wanted to actually mirror that here with a long-term project, which is all year round. And it took us a long time to actually figure out how we're actually going to develop this project. And it all came to be in September 13th last year of 2021, when an engineer actually posted a tweet to Elon and asking him to see whether we could see Floki and Marvin together. And Elon responded by saying they are not yet friends. That's when actually Pals actually came into my head. Unfortunately, literally 4 days prior to that tweet, my mother passed away due to COVID. So I parked that idea and started working on it until I felt a bit better. So so it's taken you know, the idea and the planning for Pals generated in September last year, almost 1 year ago. And what I wanted to do and what I wanted to create is to create a project that's going to give a return on investment to early investors and to midterm investors and to investors who come in at a later stage. So how can this be done? So what we wanted to do is create a tokenomics and mathematically work out that how can we create a token value that starts off at 0.00003 or 2 or 1 and make that drive to a real value. And that's where we came up to the decision to create the tokenomics or the price value or the structure to mathematically work out how investors are going to get a return on their investment. And this is where we came up with the idea of saying, look, if we start at 0.00003, right, and work our way up towards a $1 billion market cap, that would be a $1 ROI, starting from 0.003 of a penny or of a cent. So if you actually mathematically compare ourselves with something like Dogecoin, for example, which is sitting there at 6 cent value on a $7 billion market cap with an unlimited supply, right? With an unlimited supply, and compare the mathematics with us here at Pals, you're looking at a 10 cent value at $100 million market cap, which means, technically speaking, we're more valuable than Dogecoin in terms of value and ROI. Now, if you look at even mathematically for people who actually invest in an early stage and they come into the project and up to the first 10 million, we haven't reached that penny mark yet or that cent. But by the time we actually reach that cent value, which is actually a 30x from launch at a $10 million market cap, that's still a 100x to $1. Now, we're already listed in major listings. So we're listed on Binance, we're listed on CMC, CoinGecko, and also what's the other one? Coin market cap. Yeah, crypto.com. Now we're on the watch list with all these major listings out there, and we've got 5,000-10,000 people, who put us onto their watch list. What's going to happen when all of a sudden they see that from a 0.0003, this token or this meme coin, so-called meme coin, has all of a sudden hit a 1 cent value? There's going to be a lot of investors out there looking at it and mathematically seeing that, oh my God, this can actually hit $1 at $1 billion market cap. That's 100x from there. So if you compare our project mathematically in terms of ROI and return of investment, if you're looking to compare ourselves with Baby Doge, they're having nowhere near hitting that 1 cent value, $1 value. If you compare yourselves with Shiba, even with Dogecoin, Kishu Inu, Floki Inu, all these tokens and all these major tokens that you've got out there with the big names, none of them have actually hit a value apart from Dogecoin. And even if you compare ourselves, like I just mentioned with Dogecoin, you can see the fact that we're going to actually be a token with value that can be actually later on be used on a worldwide global platform to use globally. So in terms of, the voting and for the community, yes, of course, we want to eventually hand this project over to the community to drive this project right to where it needs to be, just like Dogecoin is. So that's one of the biggest things. So I just wanted to go into a bit of a more detailed answer to your question. So we will eventually hand this over to the community because we think that once we've done our part, it's over to the community to take it to where it needs to go to. And we want PALs to be sitting there as one of the top coins out there with that $1 value, with the possibility of even hitting $67 in terms of value if we hit the same value or the same MC as Dogecoin. Thank you.
Okay, great, Skynet. And are you building a PAL's army? Have you brought people over from Santa Floki as well that are going to be investing in this project? Were they in the pre-sale? How much did you raise in the pre-sale? And also the competition, can we go over it? It's a Tesla Model 3 competition. If someone can get Elon to tweet out, which sounds really cool.
Go on, Larry.
Sorry, Glenn, could you please repeat your question?
Yeah, I asked quite a bit there, but I was just going to, are you building a PAL's army? Have you brought investors over from Floki?
Oh, yeah.
Also, the Santa Floki, should I say? I should say Floki,
it's a tongue twister. That's what I call it. That's what I call it, PALs, because I sometimes get confused myself as well. So, yes, absolutely. There's a lot of holders from Santa Floki who have been holding all year round, who are heavily invested in the privates and stuff and holding their bags. On PALs as well. So we brought a lot of investors over from Santa Floki who are holding that line to drive the project forward and to make sure that, we're holding and to take this project where we need to go to. So what was the next question? Because you answered multiple questions there.
Yeah, and also to talk about the PAL's army and the Tesla Model 3 competition. If someone can get Elon to tweet about the project, so it sounds really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Larry can go into that in a bit detail, but I'll just give you a little story on actually the Elon tweet because as you're aware, we got tweeted by Elon last year for Santa Floki. A lot of people thought that it was by luck, but trust me, it was very, very, very carefully planned, strategically planned, where we believe that, 75% will get an Elon tweet. And how we did that is obviously, we did the bog standard by sticking up a big, massive billboard outside SpaceX headquarters. And then cheekily enough, which we're going to do here as well with PALs, is that we attempted to deliver 150 pizzas to SpaceX staff via Pizza Hut. Unfortunately, obviously, they didn't take the pizzas, but the director of SpaceX headquarters came down and said, look, we really appreciate it. We've taken note of who you guys are, etc., etc. But he said we can't take it at this time. but they definitely smiled and took all the information, about who we were, etc., etc. And in addition to that, we also donated over $215,000 to Save the Children charity last year as well, who Save the Children very kindly tweeted about us as well. So all these elements together, we believe that we got an Elon tweet, and we knew that. I did predict it way before we even launched the project. I said to the team that, look, either it's going to be Floki Santa or Santa Floki. One or the other he's going to tweet. And surprise, surprise, Christmas Day, 25th of December, he did exactly that. So we've got obviously the same kind of intentions here. We will be sticking up, we did have a billboard at the start of launch when we launched on BSC. We will be sticking up another board out there to just to cause a bit of hype and attraction. We will be making additional attempts to deliver more pizzas, but this time we've got some secret weapons in the house where we believe that now those pizzas will actually get to the stomachs and the mouths of SpaceX staff. And we're doing a major big shilling contest as well out there for the Tesla competition, as you know. And not so long ago, if you recall last week, very cleverly, there was the same engineer asked again to Elon, can we see Floki and Marvin together? Now, Elon, being very, very intelligent and clever, didn't say anything, but he just posted a video of Floki and Marvin together. Okay, so it's inevitable that it'll come to a point where he will make that tweet. Even though our project is not Elon-centric, there's two aspects of our marketing campaigns, and we've got a separate marketing campaign for Elon altogether on the side as a bonus, and then we've got our mainstream marketing as well, which Larry can actually go into more detail. But Larry, if you want to explain a bit more in terms of the Elon competition, in terms of the Tesla, as Glenn kindly asked.
For sure. So yeah, guys, with the Elon Musk competition, we do have the community to drive forward PALs, and especially with all these big tokens that you've seen over the past year or so, like SafeMoon, like Baby Dogecoin, everything started actually from the community itself. The community had the drive to take this token to $1, even though that was not possible mathematically. And the community was there every time shilling was there, every time rating was there. Everyone with the community within the community was there to actually drive the project forward. Now, with in particular with the Elon Musk competition, to get into more detail, basically it's very, very simple. You post something for Floki Marvin Pals, you get a comment back from Elon himself, you win a Tesla Model 3, straight delivered to your place. Now you get a post as well for Floki Marvin Pals. You get a like from Elon Musk himself. You get $5,000 in cash paid over to you immediately. Basically, these are the two different competitions we're running at the moment. These competitions, they don't have an end date, so they can be ongoing until the requirements are satisfied, etc. But in terms of those competitions, yes, these are the two competitions we have with Elon Musk. The community is very, I would say, excited to be part of those kind of competitions, because it's only going to take one comment or one like to change some people's lives as well. Back to you, Glenn.
Awesome, Larry. Yeah, I was thinking of ideas of how to get him to reply to me when I saw that. It's a cool competition, the Tesla Model 3. I thought maybe if I'd trolled him enough, he might reply in the end if I wound him up enough. But yeah, there's going to be some ingenious ways people might try and get him to reply to a tweet. That's going to be cool for the project. And you've also got a lot of partnerships. Can we go into that? How you're interacting with the partners you've been building up for Floki and pals?
Yeah, 100%. So in terms of the partnerships that we've done, that we're very strategically doing all those partnerships before launch, after launch, and within the launch as well. And now that we've migrated to Ethereum, we're going to go live, especially in 1.5 hours. Those partnerships actually mean a lot to us. Now, some of those partners, they are assisting us with the community as well, worldwide community. For example, we had Red Hat Capital. This is a venture capitalist group in Asia, one of the biggest ones in Asia at the moment, and they actually helped us, and develop a Chinese, a good and positive Chinese community out there. Right now in the Chinese community, we have more than 1,000 people, for example. which is almost about 20% of what we actually have in the main group. And in terms with all those partnerships, we don't focus only on the community and marketing itself, but those partners are there to support us and to support the token whenever it's been needed to. For example, few CX listings in terms of marketing and few other things that we're not able to approach ourselves. These partners of ours are there to assist us with all those things. And let's not forget, those partners as well are there to actually contribute and inject capital into Floki Marvin Pals. So when we all have all sort of different agreements, so when that happens, you're gonna actually see that people are injecting capital into the project. They stake the tokens, and community can feel safe that if even though a whale came with $20,000 or $30,000 buy, he's going to be able to stake his token, and that way the community is going to feel safe about it as well.
And also, we're using these venture capitalist organizations and partnerships to actually expand and grow our communities as well, which is going to take a bit of time. It's not going to happen overnight. But, places like, Africa, Middle East, Asia, Europe, US, Americas, all these kind of places where we want to actually expand and actually grow PALs too. So they're working on creating these communities for us as well, which is outside of the TG community, which I think is very, very important as well, to bring in fresh investors and new investors from around the globe to make them aware of PALs itself as a project and as a coin that we want to be actually creating and that we want to create. So that's another addition as well.
What's going on, Larry? And you've also onboarded a marketing manager from Floki and Marvin, Kyle Clemmer. How did you do that? Did you someone know someone on the team, or
me and AD have been really good friends with Carl for a little while now. So we've been friends since the Floki Inu days, because I was a heavy investor back in the days on Floki Inu. And we just became very, very good friends. And, he's a smashing cracker of a guy. I tend to invest in a lot of his projects that he actually goes and hold as well. So he, when we told him about PALs, he jumped on board. He says, look, Sky, I'll jump on board with you anywhere, mate. And he's also going to be obviously involved in Santa Floki as well, coming in the next month or so, to drive that project forward as well for the holiday season. So, yeah, we've got very close relationships, very good friendship. And great synergy with Carl Clemmer. He's a brilliant guy, top character, excellent personality, great vision, understands what's going on, and tons of experience, especially when it comes to the Ethereum blockchain. As we know what Floki Inu did, we know what Shiba did, Shiba Doge did. Marvin Inu as well, another great project. So all these projects that he's been involved in, they always end up creating incredible revenue, market caps, communities, investments, utilities. So we're really, really happy to have him on board. It didn't even take that much to bring him on board, to be honest with you. He knew us, he knows about our reputation. Like I said, we've been friends for a long time, and he jumped on board, and he brings a lot to the table that we haven't even introduced that yet, which we will at a later stage as PALs grows into a recognized project.
And you've got Monkey Shanty, he's the dev, so that's great. He's well known here at Whalecoin Talk, so the contract's safe for you. But will you be having a smart contract audit as well?
Absolutely. So we did our Interfi audit on BSC. So we just waiting. We got the new contract address now, so that's going to be sent over to Interfi, and Interfi is going to do that audit for us. And all three of us are going to be KYC'd as well for the project as well with Interfi. And moving forward, we'll be doing additional audits as the project grows into a higher market cap. So we will be doing additional audits as well and doing KYC there as well also.
And yeah, you're launching in a couple of hours. So what's the marketing plans after the launch for the first quarter?
Larry, you can take over.
Sure. Yeah. So in terms of the marketing plans that we have, we've got many things in plans. We are in talks actually with 2 CX listings. Those 2 listings, CX listings exchanges, are T3 and T2. So you got to start from T3 and work your way up to T1 as a starting point. We do have many influencers posting on Twitter, on Telegram as well. Today and over the next few days, we're going to have a very, very big buy competition at launch. So for those I would say gamblers, that they're chasing some of those buy competitions, and especially with Uniswap and Ethereum, that's going to be there for you guys as well. And we're doing some sort of different waves of marketing here because we want to actually drive this project forward outside the Telegram community, because we believe that the Telegram community is so limited to to those people here in the space, but there's so much outside here that is crazy, I would say. So we're doing press releases constantly. We've done it. The first batch of press releases is already out for you guys to see. So if you go to Google and you're going to Google Floki Marvin Powers, you're going to see so many topics and so many different articles about Floki Marvin Powers. We do have a YouTube campaign. We already have 3-4 videos that has been going on and advertised for us on YouTube. And we're going to do, of course, all the sort of different socials, advertising in Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, etc., etc. We do have some big connections in terms of actors that are basically acting through the real life world that we're going to approach at a point that we believe is necessary to be. And in terms of the rest of the marketing, it's going to be pretty much everything wrapped up on the Ethereum space as well. So real life marketing is there, socials marketing is there, and some different ways of marketing, from word to word month that we say, it's going to be there as well.
And we're also going to be looking into Butok as well, and doing a major campaign. They've just introduced a new marketing platform where you can actually do an AMA with Butok. So that is something that we're going to look into as well with Butok, in not only just doing the AMA, but actually advertising with Butok as well to expand the Asia market.
Sounds awesome. And you've got a long roadmap and you've got a lot planned in the future. If you could maybe just touch on the multi-chain releases you're planning, central exchange listings, and you're also looking to create your own CMC.
That's sorry, Glenn. Yeah, that's a long-term plan, of course. And by creating our own coin market cap is something, long term that we're looking at, probably 9 months to 2 years plan. Because we all know how difficult coin market cap was to build. We all know that coin market cap is been owned by Binance as well. So in terms of coming into that direction and be an active competitor with coin market cap, CoinGecko, and some other listings over there, it's going to be a very, very hard movement. So that's going to be a long-term thing, a long-term utility for PALs.
Okay, great. Let's open it up to community investor questions. Let's see. Syed, you had a question. Floki Marvin Powell's team here. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Okay, so you mentioned that you are developing your own metaverse. So I want to know that is your own team developing this metaverse, or it is outsourced to any third-party game developers?
It's our own in-house team that's developing it.
Okay, got it. And you mentioned that your game will be a RPG. So I was wondering that are you also planning on maybe expanding it to MMOR PG genre for multiplayer mode as well?
Yes, I mentioned that already. That even in the RPG, you're going to be able to have interaction in the game itself, and everything that you mentioned is going to be integrated into the metaverse. So when the metaverse is launched, then you're going to see a game that's going to be in a very, very high quality, similar to Grand Theft Auto 5 that came out. So it's going to be very similar to that. So we will be integrating a lot of things into the metaverse. The RPG game and everything is just to build up, to the metaverse, just to keep people occupied, keep people focused. But the main thing is going to be happening. It's going to be happening in the metaverse itself.
Okay, got it. And can I ask that on which game engine are you guys developing this RPG game?
We'll provide that information in a few days to come. We'll be releasing a document, so you can actually keep that an eye on our main channel, and we'll be releasing a document on that, and also about our PawPow wallet as well.
Okay, got it. Thank you for clearing it up. Thank you so much. Over to you, Glenn.
Questions, Syed. Let's move on to Aisha. You had a question for Floki Marvin Powell's team here. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. So you mentioned that you will be developing RPG game. I was wondering that will it be a web browser based game or users will have to download the game on their PC, and will it also be available on Play Store and iOS Store?
Yes, answer to all those questions. It will be available on iOS and it will be available on Android as well, and it's going to be on Web3 as well on the PC.
Understood. Okay. I also want to know that have you thought of maybe developing comic series featuring all the characters like
Just like
Shiba Inu,
Shiba.
Marvin?
We are doing that right now. We've already been in discussions on that, and we're already halfway through it. So already, we are working on that right now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for answering.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the questions, Asia. Let's move on to Venice. You had a question for the Floki Marby Pals team. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Glenn. Actually, I was wondering, will there be any option on the wallet like saving the wallet addresses of the people in the contact list by their name as well?
Yeah, that's something that, it's a good feature that we actually have set down as far as the mechanics of that and how it will work. That's always that always gets interesting. But definitely having features like that as well. Also, like some wallets have checking the addresses that you send to. So, for example, getting a warning if you're sending ETH to a BSC address. So that system will be in place as well. I don't know. I've certainly have sent the wrong crypto to a wrong address before. I'm sure many of us have. So things like that are things that we'll be implementing also to make sure there's a check system there for the type of address that you're putting in and the type of crypto that you're sending.
Okay, that's awesome. And I have another question. Some wallets on the market require to keep some standard tokens such as Ethereum, BNB, or any other in order to pay fee, which is an extra job to deal with. So I was wondering, will it be the same on Floki Marvin, or will I be able to pay the fee with the token which I'm making a transaction?
You'll be able to pay the fee with the native token that you're actually sending. Yeah, you won't be locked into ETH or BTC, for example. It'll be whatever the native token is that you're sending.
Okay, that's a really great feature, which I think not all wallets have. So, do you guys have also planned for research and development to always find an innovative ways to improve your project? Because there are already well-known wallets available in the market and similar projects in the market as well. So, to have some innovation in your project, you need
Yeah,
to
yeah, we
continue
do.
researching and developing.
Yeah, we do have an R&D department that will be doing R&D on our products all the time to make sure that we're always on top of the game. We're up to date with the marketplace. We know what kind of products are in demand, what kind of features are in demand. So we actually do have an R&D team already in place.
Okay, and one more thing I saw on your roadmap that you will also have a credit card exchange services, MoonPay. So could you please elaborate a little bit about this? How would it work, and what will be benefits for the users?
In terms of the credit card, that's an early development stage at the moment. But by releasing the software wallet, we're going to actually plan on having a credit card or debit card released as a PayPal card for everyone to be able to use through the day-to-day transactions. But that's in a very early development stage at the moment. So by me giving you more information to it, it would be just wrong. If you just keep an eye on the chat, I believe more updates would come on that soon as well.
But we definitely will have the option to. Wow, I'm getting feedback here. We definitely will have the option to purchase crypto, through MoonPay, Simplex. We'll have all those features. So as far as, we're looking also possibly having the option to withdraw to a bank account. That has a lot of extra red tape associated with it, but those are things that we're thinking of. But certainly there'll be an option for you to use fiat in order to purchase, BNB, Ethereum, things like that.
Okay, that's really awesome. And one last thing about your game, I was also reading about game on the roadmap. So, what type of game it will be, and could you please explain a little bit about it for me?
I think we've answered that about 2-3 times now. If the conversation's recorded, you can actually play that back if you don't mind, because we just want to move on to the next question because we have answered that a couple of times now.
No, it's okay. Actually, my telecom was lagging, so I think I missed that part. And thank you so much for answering my questions, other questions as well. Thank you.
You are.
Yeah, thanks, Venice.
The questions, Venice. Let's move on to Western Beast. You had a question for the Floki Marvin Powell's team. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Guys, it's a great project. My first question is actually going to be coming from your wallet. Trust Wallet uses some form of authentication when sending out transactions. So, I wanted asking, is there any form of verification before someone sends a coin? And what forms of verification will be there?
So we will have two-factor authentication. So again, we talked a little bit earlier about the R&D department. We're looking at, what are the things that people really like about MetaMask? What are the things that people really like about Trust Wallet, for example? Two-factor authentication, I think, is something that's really missing from MetaMask. So that's something that we will be adding. You'll also have the option to set the two-factor when sending a transaction as well. So not just to log into your account, but before anything can be sent, the 2FA will be required as well.
Okay, so what forms of 2FA will you be incurring here? Because there's the Google Authenticator, there's the SMS Authenticator, there's the email. So will the person be able to choose from one of these three, or will there be other ones you have in mind?
We're looking at the Authenticator app for right now, for sure, as a two-factor, but also within the actual wallet, we'll be using two-factor as well. So before you send a transaction, you won't need to go out to your Authenticator to get a code to put that in. That'll be something that's actually within the wallet itself. But yeah, definitely looking at Authenticator apps.
All right. Okay, so here's my next question. I heard you talking about your metaverse. You've talked about the incorporation of the secret lives of pets and all, and I understand this isn't going to come immediately and it's still in early stages. I wanted asking, will there be a difference because you made mention of people that will be making purchases now, early NFT purchases, and people will be making purchases when the metaverse is in place. Will there be a difference between those who made the purchases now and those who made the purchases late? But with the treatment of the any difference, by treatment I mean the prices in the NFTs.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, you got to understand that by the if you're purchasing an NFT at a point where the project has a metaverse coming out, I mean, we could be easily be sitting on anything between 100 to $1 billion market cap by then. So of course, your NFTs are not going to be the same price as they were initially at launch, right? Because people who have purchased those NFTs, the value of those NFTs have gone up simply because the value of the project has gone up. So it all works hand in hand. So if you purchase the NFTs at a later stage, of course, you're going to be paying more of a premium price to initially what you did initially. So it's just like, when you go into a project and you buy a token for a project in an early stage, you buy it cheap. And by the time it gets to a certain market cap, the value is completely different. The same principles apply for the NFTs. Like, I'll give you an example. When we first launched Santa Floki, we actually had 800 Gen 1 NFTs that were released. I think they were about $100, $60 to $100. And by the time Elon had tweeted and we hit $32 million market cap, people were asking up to $5,000 for those NFTs. So it all depends on the value of the project itself. And we have got full intentions of driving this project towards that $1 value. I mean, this is where, I'm going to repeat myself, to the community that, guys, we've got all these utilities coming in, which are add-ons to the project. But what everybody needs to be focusing on here is actually the mathematical aspects and the tokenomics and the design of the project to drive it to a $1 value. We're starting at a 0.001 0.0003 of a cent. Okay, and you've got an opportunity to be looking at your ROI here more than anything else. We've got 5 different milestones. We start off on Earth at the price that I've just mentioned. A 3x is the moon, which is a 0.001 at a $1 million MC, and then 1 cent value at $10 million market cap. At 1 cent value, right? This is what everybody needs to be looking at in terms of the project itself. All the utilities in terms of metaverses, RPG games, Web3 games and staking and CMCs and a Pals exchange that we're looking at, the Pals blockchain, the PayPal wallet, it all comes actually in reality as a secondary, because the main thing that everybody should be looking at is your ROI, your return of investment. When your investment is growing, the project is growing. And when the project is growing, the utilities are getting stronger. And that's when the real value and the essence of utilities actually come, right? Projects always promise you tons of utility, but it doesn't really mean that those utilities are actually going to build you a market cap. It doesn't mean that those utilities are going to give you an ROI on your initial investment. What you should be focusing on is, as a community, is on the return of investment and the value of the project, which is taking you from a meme coin, right, of a 0.0003 of a cent all the way to $1. People who, let me just give you a mathematical analysis here, that if you have got, just say, 0.5% of the supply at launch, by the time you get to a $1 billion market cap, you're looking at an ROI of up to $2 to $3 million, depending on the value and the price of Ethereum at that time. This is where you'll see that all the utilities that we're actually talking about will start booming. So the main aspects and the main focus should always be on your ROI, the tokenomics, the design, the concept, the execution, the value of your investment. Is it actually going to have a value? When Pals gets to that $1 billion market cap, we're going to be putting Pals out for a global platform where you can actually purchase things with Pals, your Pals coin. So all utilities, all fair, well and good. They're absolutely brilliant to have in projects, and we're going to deliver because we've delivered it in Santa Floki. Santa Floki's got Gen 2 NFTs coming out. You've got NFT staking for Gen 1 and Gen 2, multiple stakings coming out. We've got P2E game that's going to be, it's already done, developed, all ready to rock and roll in the next month or so after the accounts and user accounts are all created and ready to go. We've got P2E games, we've got staking, coins, we've got everything, all the utilities for people to come in Christmas time to have great fun with. And it's the same aspects with Pals as well, that all utilities only boom when we actually move forward as a community and people start understanding that, hang on a minute, even if I invest at $10 million market cap, which is going to be a 1 cent value, people are going to recognize that this is going to go to $1 now, right? That's 100x for me, even if I invest on a $10 million market cap. So if you invest $1,000, even at a $10 million market cap, you're looking at 100x by the time we get to that $1 billion market cap. So where we start on launch on Earth to our journey to Kepler 22b, which is 1 billion, that's a 3,000x. That's a 3,000x. You're looking at a $10 million market cap for Pals to become a 1 cent value only on a 30x. By the time we get to Pluto, right, a $100 million market cap, we'll have more value than Dogecoin. Does Dogecoin have utilities? Does Shiba Inu have utilities? Does Bitcoin have utilities? Does Ethereum have utilities? Does XRP have utilities? Does Litecoin have utilities? No, they're all value. They're all value. So it's the same aspects of executing this project here in terms of value. When the value is created and we're moving forward, which is going to be when people start realizing the value, and that's why we move to the Ethereum blockchain, you're going to see all our utilities just booming. So there was a question earlier on by somebody here in the community that, there's a lot of other wallets out there. There's a lot of competitions. Yes. But by the time this project gets to a $1 billion market cap and has a $1 value, that PayPal wallet will already have its hype. right? People will be coming in and using that wallet, and especially with the multi-functions and features that we will have on that wallet to accommodate a lot of things that are missing in places like Trust Wallet and MetaMask. And it's the same aspects with the metaverse, right? It's the same aspects with the NFTs. When you buy and purchase NFTs early, by the time the project blossoms and matures, you'll find that not only is your ROI grown in terms of your initial investment, but so has your investment grown on your NFT. So all these things put together makes a project. So you've got to lay the foundations first. It's like when you want to plant a flower in your garden, you put the seed in. You put the seed in, you water it, you look after it, you nurture it, then it starts growing and it starts releasing the fruits, of that particular plant, and then you can taste the fruits. And it's the same thing with crypto. And that's what we're trying to do, is to eliminate 99% of projects that you guys probably invest in are pyramid schemes because they have no value. Here you've got a project with a value that's taking you to a $1 value, starting from a 0.0003 of a cent. Again, I'll repeat that one more time. So you're starting on a project with a 0.0003 of a cent and taking you to a journey to a $1 billion journey, right? Will be a $1 value. This is something what everybody needs to be focusing on and thinking on and understanding that, oh my God, I could be a part of a project where my investment starts at this and it would be a $1 value. That's life-changing. That's financial freedom. And then by that time, all these utilities will be kicking in and all these utilities will be booming. This is going to be one of the biggest projects of 2022/2023 because it actually has a value. And it's not at 0.00000067. So this is what everybody needs to think about, that utilities coming into practice and success when the project is going towards the right direction. I hope that's answered the question. Thank you.
Yeah. Speaking of your utilities, there's something I wanted asking. Well, I see some unconfirmed news show that Dogecoin was used.
Putting out there, Western, yeah, but I can understand where Skynet's coming from. Santa Floki, he took it to Pluto. He must have an amazing team around him, and marketing must be experts. And now you've added this marketing manager from Floki and Marvin in, so the sky's the limit where you could take this in the future. Let's see. I don't think we've got any more questions. So yeah, if anyone's joined in the middle of the AMA, maybe if we can do a recap, Skynet, over the Floki Marvin project for the investors.
Larry, do you want to give a recap, bro?
Of course. So basically, just to recap everything, Floki Marvin Pals is actually launching in an hour on Uniswap. The tax is going to be 7% in, 7% out. You can use slippage up to 10% because of the buy pressure. And in terms of a general idea of what Floki Marvin Pals is, Floki Marvin Pals is it's a meme token out there, but it's an actual token that bridges to reach that $1 value at $1 billion market cap, and that's an important fact to be taken here. Major utilities in place, staking platform is going to be ready at launch. NFTs have been developed as we speak about. Play to earn game, the RPG game is also in development. PayPal wallet with the product developer of Samsung that has been an advisor for us on that section. And many, many more utilities such as Metaverse and everything is going to come out and roll out sooner than later. Monkey Shanty is our contract dev. We are safe in here. This is a safe team you guys seeing. We have been audited and KYC'd by Interfight Networks. The whole team has been KYC'd. And we look forward, guys, to see you at launch. Thank you very much for everyone that was here. It was an absolute pleasure to be here and actually speak about our plans with you guys. And Glenn, as always, a great host.
Thank you, Larry, Skynet, and AD. Yeah, it's been great having you back here. Like I say, Santa Floki was amazing. You've got a great team, so it's really exciting. Under an hour, or just around an hour now, you're going to be launching on the Ethereum blockchain. So check out their socials, website, and the white paper. That's in our main chat. It's locked at the moment. If you want to head over, if you've got any questions after the AMA, I'm sure they'll be able to answer questions in their Telegram. as we always say, Wellcoin Talk is for research and educational purposes. It's not financial advice. But like I say, yeah, the website, the white paper, and the official socials are there in the main chat for anyone who wants to head over and have a chat with the team. And I'm looking forward to the launch, guys. Super exciting. 1 hour to go.
Yeah, we've got 30 minutes to go. Actually, 29 is on the counter.
Okay.
So we'll be starting a VC there in about 29 minutes. So if you guys want to come over there and ask any additional questions during the launch period, and absolutely welcome with open arms. See you guys there.
Skynet. Thanks very much, everyone, coming today. Take care. I'm looking forward to the launch for you guys. And yeah, I think we've got spin the wheel now for 2 lucky winners, $50 each. Fact is there. Fact is not actually in the chat. Oh yeah,
Thank you, Glenn.
Thanks, Skynet. Yeah.
That was a setup. That was a setup.
this
Okay, yeah, I'll send over a copy of the recording shortly, so you can share that with your community. I'll send that into our main chat for any investors that couldn't join the call live today. And take care, guys. Exciting stuff today.
Thank you very much, Glenn. Look forward to seeing you guys at the launch. Take care. God bless.
Awesome. Take care, everyone. Yeah.